I'd say that we are a software company that does payments, not a payments company trying to do software. And so our goal is to help the small business owner run and grow their business. And that drives every single one of our decisions. So providing them tools to connect with their customers, providing them tools to bring them more information and data, doing business in a way that we'd want someone to do business with us, from a transparency perspective, from a contract perspective, from a support perspective. Honestly, we are building this business effectively pretending like we're our end customer. And if we build our solutions and run our company that way, we think as a guiding light, if you will, that will lead us to success and honestly proves real differentiation in the market. Today, we have close to 500 field sales employees, W-2 employees, full-time, health benefits, so on and so forth. And so through that channel, if you will, we are able to get in front of a heck of a lot of businesses and actually have real conversations and talk to them about their businesses and how their business runs and the problems they're running into and how we may be able to help fix them. Like I said, try to help them run and grow their business. I think the other thing that does for us is because we're having those conversations, we get a really good sense of what our clients or what the community needs more generally. And so those conversations drive a lot of our product decisions. I'd say that's bucket one. And then bucket two, at this point, a lot of it's word of mouth. Is we're starting to have enough customers using pick your various parts of our solutions and talking to their friends and talking to colleagues. And so we have people reaching out to us wanting to learn more. And that's a really fun conversation to have because their ears are perked and inquiring about how this can actually help them. Square has done incredible things for the industry more generally. And the biggest thing they've done is they've begun the shift of changing the expectation for the business owner, where the market isn't just payment processing or how do you enable payment acceptance. That's table stakes at this point. And software being core to what you do, not just an add-on. And so from our perspective and how we came up with the idea, it was if we could utilize field sales and our sales expertise more generally to get product in front of hundreds of thousands of customers nationwide who otherwise wouldn't have access to these solutions, man, we could build something pretty special. So we have a field sales guy, a guy named Rick Guillory, and this was probably a month into me being at the company. And he had landed this pizzeria up in Vacaville, which is, if you know the Bay Area at all, is about an hour and a half from San Francisco. And I'd spoken to Rick a few times. We were really small at this point, so kind of knew everything that was going on. And I decided, okay, for me to really understand this, I got to live it and see it and breathe it with my own two eyes. And so when Rick went out there to do the installation at this pizzeria, I went and met up with him. And it was incredibly powerful for me to see really who we were helping. And because it was a local business, that meant something to me as well. Fast forward 2.5 years later, Rick is actually on our sales management team. We laugh about that day to this day, just because it was really both of our first true interactions meeting each other and foot in the door meeting a client and really helping someone and making it tangible for me. So that was, that was April 2017. I'll never forget it. We've built the infrastructure to now go execute in the big way that we want to. We have an incredible team. So if I was to point to one thing, it's people. We've built a team of people that I am so proud to work with on a daily basis. And I think if you have good people who really care and are willing to work their butt off, more often than not, you're going to be successful because you're going to make the right decisions with the right intentions, and then you're going to work hard to execute on it. So our biggest accomplishment in 2019 is making sure we have the right people on our team to be able to execute on our goals. How do we make sure everybody's on the same page? When we make a change, when we roll out a product, how do we make sure we communicate that effectively? How do we make sure we're training our team effectively? How do we make sure we've got a common vision and sharing that vision and have the communication channels for feedback to get to us? Because I think what's made us, or partially what's made us successful to date, is those communication channels. Is the field sales employee who had a powerful conversation with a client being able to share that information all the way up the ladder so that we can tweak a product, so we can investigate a product, so that we can roll out a new product, so that we can change how we do service, whatever it may be. Those communication channels are incredibly important. And so I think making sure, regardless of how big we ever get, that we stay small and act small was the biggest challenge for 2019. And I think that'll honestly be the biggest challenge for us into perpetuity, because it's something we're committed to. And it's very hard to execute on. I admire the people that are willing to get out of bed in the morning and put their shoes on and work their butt off towards a goal. And whether they're successful or not, whether we're doing the same thing or not, whether we see the world the same way or not, that really doesn't define whether I admire them. The fact that they're willing to give it a real crack in the first place, that's pretty darn cool. Payment processing, for all intents and purposes, the majority of the time is a commodity. It's hard to execute on, but plenty of people can do it. And so how do you actually help a business? Around the US, clients need tools to data and information and tools and software to be able to make smarter decisions and run their business. There's a finite number of hours in the day. And so if everything's manual, or it's something that they're thinking about at 9 o'clock at night, at some point you're not going to be effective. So how can we use software? How can we use information to help businesses make smarter decisions? Because as we all know, the large enterprises of the world are doing that. They've got marketing teams. They've got information teams. They've got more powerful software than we can ever begin to imagine. And so how do you empower that SMB owner to be able to compete against that? Because they don't have unlimited budgets. They don't have unlimited people. And like I said, there's a finite number of hours in the day. And so I think the trend for 2020 is giving SMB owners the tools they need to be able to run their business, to be able to survive and to be able to thrive.